What's up, everybody? My name is Parker Ament.
My name's Danny Ferrari.
And I'm Basie.
We are Excellent Sound and Ephwurd.
What's up?
Bringing you an amazing breakdown video of our brand new song.
Set me free, baby.
Boom.
Let's go, baby.
Have you heard it?
Right there.
This came out on the 29th, and we're gonna show you guys how you're gonna show us
Yeah.
I guess
how
I
we
am.
did
Yeah.
the drop one.
Yeah.
We're super excited for this track. Hopefully you guys have heard it. If not, make sure you guys go and grab the pack that we released together.
Where is it?
It's
Come
right
on.
there.
Show
Bam!
it to
Not
us.
what's behind it.
Not
No!
that one.
No!
Get it out of there. Oh my God.
F-Pack, baby.
That's what I'm talking about.
First try. Over 250 sounds, 100 presets, and of course this project file, which is our song for Set Me Free collaboration.
We're not
with
giving
Ephwurd.
this one away for free. I'm sorry.
We're giving away a free download though for this
Yes,
sound
we are.
that Basie's gonna go over. I think it's really cool to talk about. I remember you and I were in C. We were all just talking about how we were trying to figure out. I'm like, Basie, how do you do a drop? And you're like, I usually just like put stuff in and then I'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so like, oh, like he just doesn't. Like there was something about that just like made me just kind of feel like comforted and like it's okay for it to suck, like you're gonna fix it later, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just putting something down, like putting pen to paper essentially, because drops can be so like scary for people. Like when I do a drop, I'm like, fuck, I gotta do a drop, it's gonna suck, it's not gonna be good enough, I'm gonna sit here bang my head against the fucking computer.
Well, usually you do though.
Yes,
that's
no,
part
that
of,
sure still
that's
happens.
part of the process.
Right. But it was nice to know that even you were just like, yeah, man, like of course we all struggle with just like trying to write a really good drop. And it was interesting to see you do this, and I'm excited for you to go over this part too. I mean, we were there for it, but I think it'd be cool to share the experience because it was more just about laying down an idea and then we came back to it and dialed it in. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, like what? When we were working, before we even came up with the drop, we had like how many fucking sounds going on?
We had a Weeble Wobble drop.
it was like
We had a
Weeble
Wobble.
Wobble into like dubstep, into trap, into bass house.
There's probably 6 different drops at least, all with different rhythms.
And I swear to God, like every time you make a trap, that's like the motion you have to go through till you have that like aha moment where everything is just like, well, I have all the parts, now I know how to assemble it.
Right.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's like IKEA furniture. Like,
Totally. Insanely hard to assemble.
Yeah.
And like I remember too, like we made a drop and we're like, dude, this drop is sick. And then you looked at us and you're like, isn't this Weeble Wobble?
Yeah.
We made the exact like better than the remake. Like it was like
dude.
it was exactly
It was
Weeble Wobble. I
hilarious.
was like, fuck. If you guys are new here, make sure you subscribe. Damn it. Subscribe. Fuck.
We need some subs, baby.
We need some subs.
Sublords.
We're sublording, dude. We're desperate. We're trying to get to
Subfest.
fucking 40K. God damn it!
We're 10K away.
Yeah!
Hair metal, baby. Hair metal.
So please like and subscribe, comment down below for a chance. You know what? We should give away a pack this video.
We should.
Basie, how do you want to give away the pack for this video? It could be a comment. It could be, it could most liked comment, which is normally what we do. But if you want to choose it, make it something different.
Do you guys ever do like meme contests where you get like a
Oh my
a
God.
PNG file?
That's a great idea.
Whoever makes the best meme gets something good.
That would be awesome.
I like that.
We haven't done that yet.
I
think
love that.
that should be done.
So they have to do a meme, and you have to tag us on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Tag Ephwurd and tag Excellent Sound, and it has to be a meme about like "Set Me Free" or the song or something. We'll have Diego put it in right here.
Yeah, we'll drop it in the
Right,
description.
right.
Boop, there we go. Make that into a meme, and you could win a pack. Best one. Make sure you tag us both. Ephwurd and Excellent is our fucking tags. But that's a great idea. I love that. All right, I'll let you fucking go through. Sorry for talking so much. Basie, how did you make this drop? Let's talk about it.
All right, yeah. Circling back to we were in the studio for like a week just fucking around with stuff. And we had that moment, I think we were talking about people should be able to sing along to like a pattern, like a bass pattern. And I think we were like, I don't know if we were talking about the Axwell thing with Rock the Party. Did you guys ever see that video? I don't know, maybe we were talking, maybe we weren't.
Maybe.
But like Axwell, when Rock the Party came out, it was like one of my most proud fucking moments ever. He's like, oh yeah, that song, like, I was like, Swedish House Mafia right
Hell
there.
yeah, bro.
Yes.
Repping it.
That's major clout.
Yeah, I felt it was clout lore
Yeah.
in that
That's
singular
huge.
moment in EDM history.
The professor acknowledged you.
Yeah.
Is that Rock the Party song by Giles and some more guy. It's like we really love that. Yeah.
Having a line that people can sing easily, it like brings in simplicity to what you're doing. 'Cause,
Absolutely.
like, when we were doing this stuff, like every line we had was like super sick and like super metal, but then it was like, do you guys remember how to sing along to this at all? And it's like, I
think we tried.
Yeah,
too.
we tried, and I was like, oh my god, like I can't keep track. It's like super fucking ADD.
Yeah.
That's when we ended up deciding to do the actual gang vocal, which like changed the structure of everything.
It was your idea. It was a brilliant.
I think it was a group idea.
We were talking about it, and then
Yeah.
you're like, "Yeah, I should be able to sing along." And then you're like, "You know, it'd be kind of cool is if we did a gang vocal." And then we went in and tried to do the gang vocal, and that's when we were like, "Oh shit, this is hard to sing. So why don't we just make it stupider?"
We simplified it.
We all have like hardcore backgrounds, and so we were all fucking down to do gang vocals.
Ladies and gentlemen, repeat after me.
But yeah, I mean, like right there, it's like it builds up that hype because you know everybody now, like if they've listened to the track enough, at least when you play it live, you're gonna have the fucking crowd singing that.
Yes,
It's like an anthem, dude.
Yeah, you gotta anthem it up, and like if you can't sing along, then it has no potential to be anthemic in any way.
Absolutely. And I think that's what the idea of Set Me Free too was like a little bit of like being stuck at home with COVID, you know what I mean? And not being able to get out. That's the idea of Set Me Free. We found that vocal and we're like, oh, this like kind of is appropriate.
Just living mask life.
And just, and thinking about like what it's going to be like to go back to a show and to be able to play for people or to go see somebody and to have that sort of, intimacy with the crowd where they can sing a part back to you. Like it's
the fucking greatest feeling.
Yes.
Too. But the one thing I thought was great about doing this vocal part, and this happened naturally. I wasn't even like, you guys were the ones that did it. When we got in there, we were all circled around the mic, and at every pass, we like changed positions.
Yeah.
So like, but like every time we do a pass, like we'd all switch. So now like when the vocals are stacked, it sounds like like 9 people. We did like look at this. No, but look at this fucking look at this band pass.
That's
it's like this is what we got. This is what we got going on in here. But what we did do is we did the isotope vinyl on the bass.
Oh, that's
part.
right. It's on the bass part.
Yeah.
That really sounded great.
So literally, I'm pretty sure this part and this part right here are exactly the same, other than, what is it, 1930s on vinyl? Yeah. 1930s, all the dust, all the artifact stuff is down. It's just to give it that bandpass feeling.
Right.
I think we tried a bandpass too, but this one has that grit to it.
I'm definitely going to be using it, and it's free. Yeah,
and I remember you were talking about like you wanted it to sound like you were outside of the club, like, and there was something crazy going on inside.
Yeah. I think
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, during the recording, you said it, and it was in the group stem, and we're like, no, we got to get this isolated. So right here, this is actually none other than Danny.
Thank you. That's me.
Shut the fuck up!
And the way we recorded it too was just I was in the back of the room, and I was so surprised when I came in, and I was like, "Fuck, that does sound really good." Just having that feeling of like actually recording something in a room, and getting the feeling of the room, and I think that's why that sample works so well too.
I also think it was good too because like in the midst of us doing gang vocals, it just came out. You were like, we were all just like hyping each other up doing it, and out of nowhere you're like, "Shut the fuck up!"
We're all fucking sweaty and jumping around.
We're all
and
sweaty
shit.
and shit. We're like, that's the one that has to stay. Like, get back in there and do it. It's so crazy. Just like little, what is this? 1 bar.
Yeah.
And in here, it's just like creating that flow. Like,
woo!
Let's see.
Yo, shut the fuck up! Everybody jump!
Yeah.
I think that was actually might be mine.
It's hilarious. Yeah, like you can always hear yourself in the in the gang votes.
Yeah. Usually I'm pretty embarrassed, and I'm like, fuck. I allowed this to happen.
Yeah.
I hear my vocals. I'm like, that's on the internet.
Forever.
Yeah, forever. Oh, you know what? On the last video, I think my favorite comment was I was typing and somebody's like, "Yo, your boy's got boomer fingers."
Yeah.
I started laughing.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
Boomer
dude,
fingers.
Don't blame my fat fingies.
Yeah, dude.
These things were born in the 80s.
Yeah. After 30, it's all downhill.
Yeah, they're dying at this point.
Yeah. I think the importance also of the one stabs.
Yeah.
I think we always talk about this, but oh man, just like a juicy Nero style.
Sizzle sazzle.
So with that one, we had everything else bandpassed, but I think we had this bandpassed originally, but it just didn't have the same effect. Like coming into it.
Repeat after me.
Yeah.
Like we had that cut out, and when it came in, it was like it just felt everything else felt weak following it.
Right.
So having this like dynamic difference between like boom, super loud into something that's more subtle with like the like high pass, low pass.
Like a good contrast almost.
Yeah, it gives way to kind of like teasing that something big is gonna come. Like we're like reducing the volume, but giving like a sprinkle of what it's going to be.
I love that too. And I feel like that's what's cool about this song too, like at least as far as any other songs, is like when we were making it, we were just like, I remember we were like really trying at times and then we're like, let's just like fuck around. And then it became something really cool.
You gotta have fun doing it. If you're trying too hard, like I have so many fucking sessions that I was just like trying so hard that day. And I've gotten to the point now where if I'm not feeling it, I'm like, fuck it, I'll try in like 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
like you can't push it. You just can't. Like sometimes you gotta let yourself get bored or like have something happen in your life where you're like, I really want to just sit down and fuck around and have fun doing it.
Right. Like the duck quack. You know what I mean? Like you just put it in there as like, fuck, let's have a duck quack.
It has to be like shameless, like the internet. I mean, like the dumbest shit on the internet is fucking the best shit.
Right. Absolutely.
And that's why like now I don't even question it. I'm like, does this make sense? I'm like, I could fucking care less.
Right.
If it makes sense or not. It's just fun and funny to me.
Right.
So like, hopefully somebody else will like it.
I'd never made a song like that before, and that really, like at least for what I learned from this whole experience, was just like letting go and just actually like letting your personality come out in the actual song itself. Because all three of us are fucking, we're dickheads, so it's like
yes,
we're just like fucking around and like putting in these silly fills and all this stuff. And I've even with the with the pre-drop with the da-da-da-da-da-das, that whole experience was just like great to just be able to let go. And I feel very proud of it because of that. You know what I'm saying?
And also like it kind of gives you the confidence to make decisions like that. Moving forward. Like
absolutely.
I guess the concept of like teasing something coming, which like that happens in the build, but I don't know, builds are kind of like
they're just to get energy, they're to build.
Yeah, it's a build. But with the whole fake out thing, it's like it's gone so many different ways before. Like you have like chicken soup.
Right.
That's like my ultimate fake out song right there.
Yeah.
So now that it's like established in EDM, it's like where do you go with it? Like what else can you fucking do? And I thought it was cool what we did. Hopefully it fucking works.
No, I think it will.
Yeah, what are we at? Like 1.5 mil right now? Like how many?
2
million plays?
2 mil streams. Easy.
Thought so.
Dude, you fucking
Thought so.
narcissist.
Yeah, dude.
It's coming out again.
Tooting your fucking horn, bro.
Tooting our horns, dude. All right.
Yeah, we just passed Rock the
All
Party,
three
dude.
of our fucking horns.
I don't need to fucking remix your track, bro. Sorry, we keep getting fucking distracted because we're having too much fun.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, go over the drop and like the rhythm. I think and the sound would be pretty cool to go over.
Okay, yeah, I'll go from pre-drop into drop.
So
To me.
So it's just teasing it. It's
just teasing it, just tickling those balls.
Yo, shut the fuck
Full
up.
volume,
Everybody
everything. All right, so bringing it back in, full volume. We're in the drop. So only thing that's different from here is we took away the vinyl, which is essentially just a bandpass filter, so notching out the high end and the low end. To hype it up some more, you just got to add the fucking lasers.
So sick.
Yeah. And that's just massive. So that's a envelope on the pitch. I think it was set to 24.
Yeah, we went ahead and I think we remade it in Serum for the project file, but it's essentially the same thing, but it's your standard sort of massive laser.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah. And like everybody's done that one.
But it adds a nice characteristic though to like it really adds a lot to it.
It's amazing for layering up. This one is actually louder than normal. Like usually I'll like just like do it in the background very subtly. I feel like it, like on this track it had to make a fucking statement.
Yeah.
Everybody jump.
And the pitch bending too. I feel like the one thing that I really liked about this sound that you made, Basie, was just like it had this like sort of. You're very good at taking like classic sounds and sort of like revitalizing them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's its own like unique sound, but it also it has that characteristic of like a classic like wub. I don't know, something about it. Like And the processing too was huge, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm just a huge fan of the classic square wave wub.
Yeah.
There's something so pure about it. But I mean, like in doing the patch, I mean, you guys already have the fucking wavetable, which sounded amazing. The two patches, this one here and then this one back in this section, it's the exact same patch. And literally all I did, I think I just modulated the wavetable position.
Yeah.
And then from there, I love it because like with these classic sounds, it's so easy to create like variation. Like just like dupe the patch, change one knob.
Yeah.
And you're like, it sounds fucking cool. And it still makes sense in the track.
Yeah,
Because like
absolutely.
sometimes like one thing I did notice when we were fucking around in the earlier stages was like we had so many sounds that were just so vastly different that it didn't make sense.
Right.
It's like you're going from one section into the next and you're like, well, this sounds like two different tracks.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm a huge purveyor of like complexity within simplicity.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things. It's just like copy it, change something, just one knob. So like here, same patch, but one knob twisted.
Yeah.
It's just, and that one's mean too.
Yeah,
It
it's super
fucking
mean.
makes it
Super
nasty.
fucking mean.
Yeah, I think like all it was, okay, OTT, Saturn. Saturn is just, how many bands? 6. Not too crazy. And then for those of you who do use Saturn, for each band, you are actually able to change the type of distortion that it is. And that is a huge factor in like designing these, making simple sounds sound cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll
So-
have the preset in the download description too for this one as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So for anybody that's like trying to do something new or different, like try fucking around with this. Let's just
Yeah.
like, just sit down for half an hour with a loop going and just keep tweaking it until you think it sounds sick.
It definitely gave it like, besides like the sound designing that you did on it, to give it like that sort of classic, like revitalized sound, it definitely gave it this characteristic with Saturn, and especially too with like what you're about to go over, the Pultec and the CLA stuff that you use. Definitely gave it this characteristic that just made it something completely new, like familiar but new, I feel like. And that's what I really appreciated about these sounds that you made. You love these things.
Oh man,
show 'em,
I'm a
dude.
fucking, this is my ride or die shit. The Pultec is just my favorite of all time. And even if I do like surgical EQ where I'm reducing certain frequencies by like as much as possible to get rid of harsh noise, I'll still bring this in just because you can fuck around with sounds so much in this.
Yeah, and the Pultec, the actual hardware is like $6,000, $7,000, like
Yeah.
this vintage piece. Like
Yeah,
it's really, really expensive.
And on the Waves website, also, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but like Waves always has a sale going on.
They do.
It's just a perpetual sale.
Yeah, because they're tired of people stealing their shit. But
Yeah, but you know what? It worked though because
Yeah.
like I ended up buying this. It was like $30. If you want to buy a fucking sick EQ, just get this fucking thing. You can do so much with it. If anybody doesn't know, I'm assuming some people don't. The way it works is you have a knob right here that specifies the frequency range. So there's 100, 60, 30, and
yeah.
20. And then in here, you can actually boost that range, but at the same time, there's an attenuation for it, meaning you're reducing it. So you can have like,
Is that a Q or
I don't know if we can use. No, the Q is actually the bandwidth right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. so
Sorry, go
this
ahead
is-
with the
this is
attenuation.
This is the Q for the overall, and this will actually be dropping the sound out, but it's actually right directly in front of the boost, I believe. That's how Pultec
Oh.
EQs worked.
Interesting.
So the way when you're boosting it and attenuating it, you're actually like, I don't know the
Are
magic.
you talking about like creating like almost like a sine wave notch sort of
Yeah,
thing?
I wish we had a fucking like,
Diego,
graph
put
of
that
it.
shit up.
Yeah,
Bam.
yeah.
Boom.
Attenuation.
Boom.
Woo.
Just find like a classic Pultec curve.
yeah.
But it works like magic. Just to, if you want to bring things like forward in the mix, like just sit with everything playing and tweak it, and you'll immediately notice how this thing like will jump forward in the mix.
And you like the Waves one better than the UAD one or no?
No, I like the UAD one. better.
Yeah, I like the UAD one too.
I like the UAD one better, but then you have to have UAD on you at all times.
Yes,
and like
carry that
the
shit
one thing
around.
I like about Waves is like I don't have to be plugged into this box that I have to plug into the wall.
Yeah.
So, you know,
There's also that like stereo thing that it does. If you weren't to change any knobs, if
The
you didn't change
coloration?
anything,
Yeah,
you just
just
throw
the
it on
natural
there.
coloration.
There's like actual like stereo
Yeah.
imaging that happens.
I don't
it's
get
really
how
strange.
they're doing that stuff.
What's up with the cum stains on the fucking right though?
That's my B. But yeah, it's good to have just like your little arsenal of things just for that specific purpose.
And that's your sound too. You know what I'm saying? Like you use this, like you said, this is your sauce. Like you're using this on a lot of
this
stuff.
goes on like everything.
Yeah. I like that you said that it's $30 too, because if you guys haven't seen the video on how to produce on a budget with a dollar menu with Basie, it's right here.
Boom.
There it is.
That's a really cool too, because I had no idea that's $30. So I know we have it on this computer. I'm probably gonna pick it up myself and start playing around with it a little bit more.
You know what's another really good deal?
Oh, what's another good deal?
Boom.
Boom! This guy right here. Ephwurd Artist Series Pack.
100 presets, over 250 sounds.
It's a beautiful project
And the
file
project
that
file.
you're seeing right here.
With 180 fucking tracks.
Yeah, beat that shit.
Yeah. Everything that I've ever done always has stabs. We already went over this, but in the first part, again, different like levels of energy. So even if you notice, like in the pre-drop, okay, so we'll have like the Nero stab right here with a little bit of the string, but then in like the bigger part, oh look, suddenly stack strings. Or that's the horn fall.
Yeah. I love the 70s vibe that you bring to it too, the Jamiroquai shit.
Yeah, it's fucking huge.
And then we got this is like the trap horn
Yeah.
right here. Yeah. And then can't forget the woo. Woo! But yeah, I mean, once you start stacking all this shit, it just makes such a difference. Like,
Everybody jump!
Maybe talk about too, like the drum groove too. I feel like a lot of people want to know how to do that bassy F-word sort of fucking groove.
it's all in the hats.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think we have shuffled snares in here a bit, but really it comes down to the hats for this one.
There was a couple, you know what's funny too is like I remember like going through a lot of songs like back in the day and I'm like, everything has to be exactly the same. And then we were working with dubs in the studio and like it was just like, it doesn't fucking matter. Sometimes like shit doesn't need to repeat. And sometimes you can just have a thing like that.
Yeah.
And to find out that too with you too, with working with you, I was like, oh, like I know you're super organized and you definitely have like the good OCD when it comes to like your production setup. But I found too that like, hey, like it doesn't have to always be the same. Like you can just have an offbeat snare in that one part. It doesn't like it's not like if you delete it, it's like gonna make a huge difference. You
I
know
think
what I'm saying?
there's like something huge to be said about that too, in terms of like being interesting. I had like a fucking epiphany when I watched a video with Niles Rogers. It was like the Daft Punk Creator Series. I think it came out like in like 2014 when they released Random Access Memories. He was talking about this concept of like one-time events in songs, and that's what makes a song memorable. Is that you're looking for like you have them like all throughout a track where it's just like this thing happens one time only,
Right.
and between like what people are drawn to, it's like that's gonna be my favorite part of the track.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I think that's what was interesting is that even in the drop too, the sounds, even the drop 1A to drop 1B, they change every single time. We don't go back to that same sound.
Yeah.
We do an alteration of it. The trap drop too is only for I think
It's like one bar.
yeah, it's like
the
one
phrasing,
bar.
The phrasing was out of control.
And we even tried to do it. I think like, oh, we like this part. Let's try to duplicate it. And you tried it on the 4 on the floor part, and it was
tried
just
to
like
put the trap beat 2/4 on the floor,
Yeah.
and it just didn't work.
it was cool that it just happens that one time and
Yeah.
it had its purpose. And you know, as much as like, oh, I fucking love that, but it does make you value that part more when you hear it. I
Yeah,
guess.
and you it's good to understand those parts too, because like if you repeat things too many times, it just sounds rinsed.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
And that's where it starts to gallop a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them are swung, actually.
No, it feels swung.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're doing it on the last beat.
The back beat, okay.
Yeah, the back beat, and then on the so
And.
the upbeat. So that is just dun 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 dun. I mean, really, all the action comes in on the closed hat, or is it the open hat? Sorry. And
Yeah,
that's
that's just-
literally it's so simple, but it brings it to life.
And look at the placement of the other hat that you did. It's really
What, on
good.
this guy or
Yeah.
This
Just going
is like the
between 'em.
standard house music open hi hat. Yeah, it's just at the end of the day, it's just fucking around.
Yeah.
That's all
Right.
it is. I can't sit here and tell you I knew what I was doing when I did this. Like honestly,
Right.
I fucking didn't. I was just
Yeah,
like,
you just did it.
I was like, oh yeah, which one? Like you just cycle through. Like obviously, okay. One thing I can say is like, yeah, I'll always have the standard open hat.
Right.
That's just
The dance
just,
hat.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just like there are some things you can't not
Right.
do. So yeah, that's there. But then in terms of like, you just loop it, and until it feels good, you just keep going.
And you got that perk loop underneath it too, which I think is
Yeah,
adding
what
like
is
the
it, tambourine loop?
Yeah.
Yeah. This also is samples. Yeah, didn't we record this in that room actually?
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
Remember the first time you came here, you brought like this like little synth, and you're like, I don't know, I brought this.
Yeah.
I thought we could use it. Like,
Dude, we made
how
some
did we do
sick
it?
loops
We
with
did
it.
fuck around with it, but we
Really
didn't film
awesome.
with it. You're like,
Yeah,
we should totally make something out of this.
it was awesome.
It was just a funny, just our first time hanging out. Oh, dude, yeah. Talk about your fills, man. I feel
Yeah,
like
dude,
this
your
is
fill game is next level.
Fills are important because I think fills also, if you're constantly changing like the bass sound, like say every 4 bars we're gonna be switching the noise. It's like breaking up the beat to introduce something new is like so important, and that could even be like taking drums away. Like I love to do that too. Like I'll write something out, and I'll be like, it doesn't feel right, and then like say you just take away a few things. You're like, all right, now it makes more sense.
right.
The idea of like taking stuff away or adding stuff, like it works both ways. So let's see. Okay, conga fill. Like even right there.
Yeah, just a simple. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're really you really got some creative fills going on. I like how it's just like it's a conga and then it's a dude fucking slapping the bass, dude.
And this is where I think fills is where it starts to get really fun, because this is where you get to like do the quirky sounding
Yeah.
stuff. I feel like like in any drop, it's just like, yeah, kick, clap, hi-hats,
Right.
whatever. Like, how do you get it to sound fun? And this is where you just start to get like spicing it up a bit.
Right, you get to let your personality out.
Yeah, and this is like where a majority of my sampling comes into play too. Just like digging through, be it like records or Splice or just the internet as a whole.
Right.
And just cutting stuff up. Like even, I don't know if we're allowed to say it, maybe we can bleep it out, but the sample.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we totally like.
Yeah.
No, well, like yeah, we used we made a fill out of it, and it was it was something cool to be like, oh, like we should do something like this, and we had an inspiration for it, and then we made a sample out of it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's in combination of something else.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
oh
they
yeah,
can
and then
read
we have Talkbox with
Yeah.
right.
It's all of those all together to create one beautiful fill.
But yeah, and I think also like in an earlier video I was talking about like the importance of like the template file, and this is why I love the template file that I made, because it's split up the way it is, like like yellow for synths, green for basses. It's just so like when I start going through fills, if you look at this one fill has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yeah.
8, 9, fucking 10, like almost 10 samples just for one fill.
Right.
But then when you're looking at it, really, it's just like you're just going through chunk by chunk and analyzing like, oh, could this go here? Should I keep like stay away from it?
Yeah, and that's what's cool about the pack is taking all those elements to make them into one interesting fill for somebody to use.
And it's all about, at the end of the day, all about having fun. But yeah, this is definitely, fills are where you get to just fucking let loose and do the dumbest shit. And like it just works.
Yeah.
Like I don't even, what is this one? The vinyl scratch.
That's it. It's just barely there. You don't even know.
Yeah,
but it helps.
It all makes sense together.
Right.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about it. I think that's probably my favorite part about writing tracks is doing fills.
A lot of times it's just throwing shit in and seeing what works and being like, oh, that's kind of cool, and piecing stuff together. But whenever I do like a super sick fill like that, or have a super like awesome drum beat, I'm like, fuck yeah, I can play the drums. I'm a good drummer.
Sick drummer.
Yeah, I'm good. I got this.
so
like,
funny.
You're at a party and you're like, you got this, Daddy.
Yeah, exactly.
You sit down and just ruin the vibe.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of that meme where it's like the drawn kids out and it's the guy in the corner. They don't know I'm a drummer.
This meme right here.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it's just a bubble synth.
Yeah, it's like a bubbly ping pong. But then when you have it with the lower, it gives it the quacky nature because you have the high versus the low coming together.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's just so goofy sounding. So yeah, layering stuff up during your drops. Like I know a lot of people are just always like, oh yeah, like how'd you make that fucking like sick ass serum patch that like does everything? I'm like, well, I didn't.
Yeah.
The answer is I didn't do that.
Right.
It's like it's like 4 different layers.
Exactly. But that's the point though, is it's like there is points like Val, you know what I mean? Like that dude can sound design like anything, you know what I'm saying? But then there's also people that have an ear. It's like a muscle. You know what I'm saying? Where it's strong enough to where you know what type of sound it needs. Like you knew it like needed that little bubbly sound on top to create that sort of texture, and that just comes with time. You know, that just comes like you cannot learn that. It just comes with time.
Yeah, you
practice.
just have to do it over and over again.
Yeah,
and also how you blend them too.
Correct.
Yeah,
you know?
and I think that's where like tools like the Puig Tech, what is the EPQ1A? But yeah, just understanding like just the frequency range and what should go where you should cut things off, and just really like how to utilize a fucking equalizer for a multiple different uses, either like for coloring or for like surgical reasons or for stuff like this for sound design.
Right.
I mean, EQs are insane. Like all filters are just EQs.
Correct.
At the
Yeah.
end of the day. So like understanding how to fuck with an EQ in all aspects, like even if you spend 1 week like, oh yeah, I'm gonna understand an EQ for sound design purposes or for mixing purposes or for like further mixing, like coloration, stuff like that. That's where layering gets to be really fucking fun.
Yeah. All these tools that we have multiple purposes, and you know, using an EQ for sound design, a lot of time we've talked about that too, is like doing insane notch pulls or anything like that, insane like shelf boost or other things, like completely removing certain things to have an appropriate layer or sound to get it to sound the same way. Filtering, essentially, is what it
filtering.
is. I don't know. You're simplistic in the way that you do it that makes something sound complex, like you've been saying before, you know?
Yeah.
But you're also particular.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
very
that's a whole
particular.
nother
Yeah.
OCD is another thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that's good, man. I feel like you really covered a lot of stuff, and a lot of people will be able to learn from that. And obviously, they'll learn more from getting the actual project file from buying the pack. Bam!
Boom.
Pack. You get a project file, learn all the fuck you want, right? It's in the pack. Over 250 samples and 100 presets, and of course, this project file for our song called "Set Me Free." Bro, thank you so much for like just going over that and being here and for this whole experience.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we doing any more videos together? This is the last one
This might be the last one, but
ever.
not really.
No.
I hate goodbyes.
I hate goodbyes.
We love having you on the channel, man. It's
Yeah,
always
bro.
a good time, especially at the
You're the homie
studio.
now.
Like,
That's fun.
it's fucking awesome.
And I guess the winner is we're doing a best meme, right? If you
Is
get,
that-
with the
oh
pictures.
yeah,
the
Yeah,
meme
for the pack
contest.
giveaway.
Yeah, it'll be in the I don't know, description below. We'll have the meme contest in there. Make sure you tag Xilnet and make sure you tag Ephwurd to be a part of the meme. Show them the people in the back, dude. Just keep moving in
yeah.
the back. What's up,
Sup,
Bree?
people
in the
Shout
back,
out
baby.
Bree.
Oh yeah.
Bree is awesome, Daisy's manager and a very, very helpful person in teaching us how to be professional musicians.
The industry professionals.
And of course, we got Dieggs and Tony in the back.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Cool. I guess that's it, man. Should we play this out?
Yeah, let's
Are we
play it
forgetting
out.
Anything else?
Yeah.
No, we good, right? We'll
good.
see you
We're
guys in the
good.
next one.
Yeah.
If you guys want to see more Ephwurd content, if you guys want to see us do another pack too, let us know because we obviously would love to do that. We're gonna do it regardless, but
Yeah.
it's happening.
cool.
You're gonna have to collab with us again, bro.
Oh yeah.
And a remix contest.
That was that sound. Everybody in the club like. Switch.